Hello and welcome to another edition of the Movie Kit podcast. I'm your host, Kit Bowen. We got a good show for you today. We're going to talk about the new horror film that came out. Well, it's kind of a horror film. It is a horror film. Anyway, it's complicated in a good way. Obsession. And joining me, and then we're also going to talk about the Billie Eilish concert movie that she did with James Cameron. And joining me in these conversations is my very good friend, Joel Amos. Joel, how are you today?
I'm pretty good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. So
Good.
yes, I saw Obsession. You didn't get a chance to yet, but I know that
No,
you
but
will.
I want to. I really do. It's very intriguing, I'll tell you that much, at least from the outside.
Well, I think we've been talking about this for a while now, and it's just it continues to hold true, which is this genre, this horror genre is really sparking new, fresh voices, unique
Yes,
stories, unique performances. They're taking risks, they're taking chances, and studios are okay with distributing. I think it's a good thing, really. I mean, it's pretty
very.
amazing some of the horror films that have come out in the last couple of years. Weapons last year. I mean, it's just which Barbarian is what put Zach Krager on the map, who directed Weapons. And so, that film too is very interesting and unique and bending and you can't predict what's going to happen kind of thing. Um, so now we've got Curry Baker who wrote and directed this, and I guess it was a big hit in Toronto. So finally audiences are getting a chance to see it, but I'll read the description here. It is after breaking the mysterious one wish willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister place. Oh, that's an understatement. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying is this isn't a new concept, people there's been horror films, horror stories where you get your wish, and then it turns horribly wrong. It generally does.
Yeah,
But but what I thought was so unique about this was first of all, Curry Baker had Barker, sorry, Barker. He has a really great sense of creating dread, creating that that mysterious, creepy kind of feeling when it was just, one person. It wasn't a ghost. It wasn't anything, it's just this one person creeping around. So he really knew how to frame the film. And sure enough, this guy Bear who works with this girl, Nikki, that he's just madly in love with, and she's very cute, very sweet, very vivacious. I think she too, has a very fond feelings for Bear, but maybe not the romantic kind at first. But once he makes that wish, I mean, it's instantaneous, but not, it grows. That's the other thing. It's a slow build to the craziness. But really, what makes this movie so incredible is Navarette, who plays Nikki. Unbelievable performance. And again, we're talking about horror films being able to kind of bring out these performances from people and fresh faces, even like we keep talking about Toni Collette from Heredity, or, this just the kind of, chances you can take. And this girl, my God, the things she has to
yeah.
do in this movie and what she goes through and her flipping the switch from being, I don't know what's wrong with me. Why am I being so crazy to like being totally crazy and super creepy? And, Michael Johnston plays Bear, and he also does a great job too, sort of that hapless, like this says, hopeless, hapless, and hopeless romantic, who, has to come to the realization that he has cursed this poor girl, basically. But it is really a ride, and I swear it's driven by Indy's performance. She was just if it wasn't if she didn't sell it to us the way she sold it to us, this wouldn't have worked. Um, but yeah,
Honestly,
she was
she
amazing.
my desire to see it is from what I've seen of her
Yeah,
in the trailer alone.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
that good.
yeah. I mean, it is truly like Smile 2, that was last year. Was that last year or the year before? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was last year.
But the that performance from that actress too, that's very, I mean, she had done a few things before. And actually Indy Navarette, I had never seen her before, but I guess she was in Superman and Lois, or I think that's it. No, what's it called? Something like that. She'd been on TV for a while. She'd had a pretty substantial role in that series. So, um, but again, she's kind of new to me. And she's so pretty, but oh my God, the things she does in this. It's just honestly, if you're kind of on the same bandwagon as we are as far as horror films and sort of the uniqueness that keeps being churned out by some of these young filmmakers, this is absolutely the film to go see. And I'm sure this is going to put this guy on the map, whatever he ends up doing next. But it's very relatable too. That's the other thing. It isn't. It has got a supernatural, uh, you know, tint to it, but not really. And it's not a ghost. It's not it's not a demon. It's not anything. It's this cursed girl basically. And but it's relatable because it's a relationship, it's a relationship film at the same time. And there's definitely funny parts to it. Not a lot, but at first when the love is fresh, and everything, and he's going with it, it's sweet, it's all that kind of stuff, but it turns dark quick. And but it's speaks about relationships, speaks about that awkward feeling you have if you really like somebody, and how do you tell them, all of those things come into play and really really make it relatable at the same time as being like, oh my God, this is horrifying. I just can't even imagine. So of course, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
Always.
that's definitely a good trope um, in storytelling of all kinds.
Yeah.
Um, and I've just been thinking about this movie. Obviously, as you said, I haven't seen it, but I feel like it's part of it. I mean, not a trend because I think horror has always been a genre that has given
Yes.
us like these filmmakers, whether it's James Wan or James
Right.
Gunn, and then go on to other things. But it's like it's a playground. They're left alone. They can do what they want. The budget isn't that big.
Exactly.
And I mean, I was thinking about like The Witch and like oh, what's the
Yes, yes, the witch.
Midsummer, like uh obviously you mentioned Hereditary. It's like these movies and weapons, like
And
they
Barbarian.
barbarian, they like quote unquote come out of nowhere. But if you think about it at this point, it's its own thing. It's not out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And and it also, like you said, it gives us actors or actresses. I mean, The Witch gave us Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yep. Yep.
We've always loved Toni Collette, but everyone's going to agree that what she did in uh, Hereditary was otherworldly.
Yes.
And I just, I think it's a perfect genre for filmmakers. When I started writing screenplays, like people were like, write a horror. I'm like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? They're like, that's the easiest genre to try to break into because they need content and they need originality. And it sounds like this is both of those things.
It is 100%. And you're right. And I think for whatever reason it is, I don't know why they don't think they can take chances in other genres too. Don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. But horror, because I think horror is it can be a subjective feeling, right? Like
Mhm.
this isn't your straight out slasher monster kind of thing, which those kind of horror movies are great too, but this is more personal, human, that kind of thing. And so what scares you or what creeps you out or whatever, it can be very subjective. That's so it's kind of an open, so you can take tropes that people have seen before in films, but twist it, make it scary or make it creepy or, whatever the case may be. I think that's why this genre is an exciting one. And always, you're right, it really always has been. I mean, we started
I mean,
off with the 80s with the slasher movies and, even all the way back to things like uh, Hitchcock and all of that. I mean, of course, it's been around forever,
Mhm.
but I just feel
Well,
like lately it's really been booming.
at one point, Friday the 13th and Halloween were these movies. Like now they're
Yes.
franchises and like whatever. But initially, like somebody had to green light this movie from some guy, that we've never heard of. And, he wants to do his own music, but, like his name's John
Yeah.
Carpenter. Oh, okay, whatever. But now we're like John Carpenter. But like, I was also reminded, speaking of kind of movies like this, is a little different because there's humor, but like, do you remember the movie Colossal with Anne
Yes.
Hathaway and Jason
Yes.
Sudeikis?
Yes.
Like, that's another one where it's a low budget horror movie, crazy concept, but like they let the director do what they want. And you've
Yep.
got two actors doing the best work of their career. I mean, maybe not
Yeah.
career, but like, yeah, I mean,
Certainly it was
there's a
very
long history.
different. Yes.
Yeah, there's a long list of movies like this, and we love them. I just, I mean, there's certain horror movies that I don't like. Like, I'm not a Saw type movie fan, like,
Right.
but when we're going to use my head, and I don't know, as you can tell, I'm really eager to see this. And
Yeah, and I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it. So certainly a big 5 star for me, really, honestly.
nice.
Not a moment in it did I, you know, think roll my eyes or any of those things that I tend to do sometimes. And the audience I saw it with really enjoyed it too. Laughed, clapped at the end. Yeah, because the ending is it's pretty
I was going
it
to
hits
ask,
hits you
I see
hard.
Andy Richter's on there. Like, what's he like?
Who?
Andy Richter.
Is he in
He's,
it?
it says he's in it. He's, the sidekick from Conan.
Yeah, I know who he is. I don't remember him.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, he disappeared into the role.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
all you want
know.
from a character actor.
Oh, that's weird. Well, anyway, 5 stars for me on that one. Definitely go see it if you
Good.
like the horror genre. So, we're going to also talk about the Billie Eilish concert movie. Billie Eilish hit me hard and soft. Heard a lot about this. She teamed up with James Cameron, of all people,
Cameron. Yeah.
to do a 3D concert film documenting her Manchester shows. And she was very much a part of this, so she wasn't just a pretty face singing on stage.
Right.
She took control of this. So you got a chance
She's
to
the,
see this with your daughter, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So tell me, how
Yeah.
did you like the film?
I left the theater and I texted my friend who told me to take Bella, and Bella was already going to go. She's a huge Billy fan. Um, and she's like, you have to see this movie. You just have to. And I don't think I've ever seen a concert movie that was better. Like, I think it's the best concert movie I've ever seen. And I
Wow.
like Billie Eilish, but I don't know all her songs. But that didn't matter. Like, that was, I don't want to say a spectacle. That was an event. That was such an event. Like, our house was a huge fan of the Eras Tour movie.
Yeah.
Um, and the thing is that set the record for, biggest concert movie of all time. And it did what it did. It showed you 3.5 hours of her catalog and her eras, and you got to know her and this, that, and the other thing. But and I'm not trying to compare, but like this, and there's a similar relationship between fans and the artist, but this to me went deeper.
Mm,
Like the people there to see her, I have never in my life, and I've probably gone to 300 concerts, and I'm not joking. Like I've never in my life seen things from songs that seem like throwaways, like just like I thought I saw you there, and just breathing, and you have like 50,000 people going, like they have
yeah.
every little thing down. And it is just incredible. It's an incredible concert. She's
Well,
an
she's
incredible
kind of an
person.
incredible person. She
Yeah,
is
and she,
very interesting artist, I mean, I know
I mean, you can't really give us, yeah,
she
please go ahead. I'm
I was
sorry.
just gonna say that I mean, she's just unlike anything out there, really. and she really she values the song making process. She writes her songs. She puts a lot of herself into things and her songs, and I mean, she doesn't care how she looks, and she's not about. I mean, she cares how she
Well,
looks, of course, but
oh,
she's also just very so
right.
down to
But
earth. Like,
she dresses how she wants,
yes, yes. I
period.
mean,
And she
yes,
talks in the
she's
movie
yeah. Go ahead.
about the male gaze, and she doesn't dress for the male gaze. And then she's tired of pop singers. Like when she grew up, it was Britney, it was Christina, and
Yeah,
it just seemed like they started off somewhat innocent, but really quickly it went sexual. And like she was like, for her, it's about they didn't have anyone like her when she was growing up. And for
right.
her, she takes it very seriously that she is a role model to these kids. And what
Hmm.
was really wild about the audience, and Cameron interviews the audience a lot, and a lot of times they were in tears.
Aw,
But like, there's a story where one kid, like a guy, was saying, my parents tried therapy. I mean, I know they love me. They've tried everything. Then I discovered the music Billie Eilish, and I listened to her lyrics, and my parents really encouraged that, and they're with me here, and they flew me here, and I am not exaggerating when I say that Billie Eilish saved my life. And
wow.
the other thing is like the audience is a who's who of the world. I mean, it's not just
Yeah,
white girls or black girls or Hispanic girls. I mean, it was like it was a multicolored flag of people. It was just unbelievable. It was an experience like I can't replicate it when I see it again, obviously, because it's not the same. But like that's just the Billy part, and I was so impressed by her. And there's no real spoiler when you're talking a concert movie, and if you do, this may be a little one, just a warning. But like she has this big conversation with Jim Cameron, who's holding a big IMAX camera and trying to do an interview at the same time, and he talks about like her image and how she dresses and how this and that, the male gaze, and she talks about being a woman and being okay in your skin and this and this and this. And then she played What Was I Made For?
mm,
And there was not a dry eye in the house. Like, oh my God. And now I gotta switch to, Jim Cameron. And I've been watching a lot of interviews. And even though those two are 40, 50 years apart, they are two peas in a pod.
yeah.
And he gave her a director's credit because she was that much of an input, and particularly in the editing room. And I just have to say that Jim Cameron, we've talked about him on this show a lot, and he's been in Avatar land for 20 years. And this should not surprise anybody, but this is absolutely by far the best movie he's made in 2 decades.
Really
And yeah,
good.
really, really. I mean, he talked, and again in the interviews, he talked about how much he's learned from her.
Yeah,
He obviously knows about, action, this and the other thing, but like she was with him in the editing room, and she sees music the same way, is that, you write the song, you record it, but the magic happens when you edit it.
right.
And like Jim Cameron did things, put it this way, we've seen concert movies, I've seen 3D concert movies, and this movie, you're watching it, you're doing this, that, and the other thing, and all of a sudden, like you'll see like arms raised in the air and like they're dancing, and it's like they're right at the forefront of the screen, and all of a sudden, I feel like I'm sitting behind them,
Wow.
and it is a technical marvel, and I really hope this launches Jim Cameron, especially because his most recent Avatar bombed, and he says
Yeah,
he's not going to make anymore. And I'm
right.
like, I'm really sorry for you, but I'm really happy
Yeah,
because he is one of my favorite filmmakers, save the last 20 years. But like to think that him in a concert movie, it it,
yeah.
it
Well,
really
good
got
for
me. And
him.
he,
Who
yeah,
approached who
he was
first?
just incredible. Um, she wanted to do a concert movie, and then she really wanted to make it in 3D because she wanted it to be as, involved for the audience as possible. And
Right.
somebody just said, it's a lark, but why don't you try Jim Cameron? I mean, why not start with the best?
Right.
And he took a meeting with her, and he just loved her. He just loved her. And he said, you know what? I'll follow you anywhere. And so
Wow.
he watched many of her shows before, the actual filming day.
Hmm.
And, being the consummate professional that he is, I wasn't sure he would, but he put himself in this movie. And like, there's one scene where she has this box and it raises up to the rafters and then down to the stage. And she's like, what I'd really love is if we could put two 3D cameras, one on each corner here, and capture what I'm going through in here. And Jim Cameron was like, brilliant, brilliant, consider it done. And it was so many moments like that
Hmm.
where he had put himself in the movie, not for his ego, but to show Billie's suggestion cinematically moved him.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, I could go on. When I got home, my daughter took a shower, and I think I talked my wife's ear off for like hour and a half. I was just like, I'm sorry. I never
Well,
ever thought I'm not,
I'm not a
but
huge
it's
fan
just
of the
incredible.
music. I'm not a huge fan of her music. Just it's just not. It's not that it's not good. I just don't. It's just not my
Sure.
thing. So,
Right.
but I feel like this might be a fun movie. I mean, a good movie to eventually see, just because of the person she is.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely.
Yeah.
So you give it a big five
The
stars
three,
then?
the five, a million five. I mean, it's just, yeah, to me, it's early, but it's on my top 10 so far. It really is.
Wow.
Um, and the thing is, like you said, like the 3D is amazing. And if you can do it, that's great. But honestly, we know Jim can do it. And
Yeah.
this is about Billy. And so if you watch it at home, I don't think you're missing all that much because
Right.
of how it's shot. And our TVs are great now. So like, yeah, I just at some point everyone should watch this movie.
All right.
Um, and I don't really think I could say much more than that.
Okay. Well, I love it. Well, thanks, Joel. Thanks for going to see that. And, some
Yeah.
good choices out there right now. Next week, for sure, next week is Mandalorian and both of us. Guys, I don't know. We're have old brain
Oh,
syndrome. We thought it was this week. Both of us did. He actually went to the theater and they're like,
okay.
"No, dude.
But
No, you're off.
yes,
Off by a week."
yeah, I think our audience, really quick, I took my daughter, she loves Grogu. We were at the theater. It's Thursday. Movies open on Thursday. The guy checks, it's like, it's not working, but you're in theater one. And all of a sudden the manager's like, can I see that? I looked at it and he goes, Mandalorian is not playing till next week. Or it's not playing today. And I was like, oh, okay. So we go downstairs. I feel like an idiot with my daughter. And then I was like, wait a minute, today's Thursday, right? She's like, yeah. And I was like, hold on. Like, it wasn't that it was Thursday, it was the date. So not only did I go up once, I went up twice. So next week, yes, we are all
Yes.
about Grogu.
We're all about Grogu next week. So that'll be the big one we review next week. So join us then for that. Thanks everyone again for listening, subscribing, and commenting if you want to, and liking and all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. And join us next week as we talk
Yes.
Star Wars. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right.
Hold on, wait.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.